And every challenge God has brought you through, those victories were designed as fuel for your faith. So when you face new challenges, you can look back and say, God, you did it for me back then. I know you'll do it for me now. You have a history with God. You've seen Him make a way where you didn't see a way. You've seen Him have you at the right place at the right time. Big and small, we've all seen the hand of God. When you're tempted to get discouraged and think the problem is too big, you need to go back and get some fuel. Remember what God has done. Then when thoughts whisper, it's not going to work out. This is as good as it gets. Just smile and say, I'm sorry, you're too late. I have a history with God. I've already seen His goodness. When you look back at your history, it will give you fuel for your destiny.
Number one motivating thing for me, and I'm just being honest, was I was sick and tired of being poor. My mother was poor, my father was poor, my brothers and sisters were poor. I lived in a poor neighborhood, we lived in a poor house. And I would see, like at Christmas time, my father would put us in the car and take us out to the suburbs to see the Christmas lights. And I would see these big houses, man. I told my father, I said, Dad, I said, why don't we get one of these houses? He said, boy, I ain't got no money for this kind of house. He said, but if you work hard, you can make some money, you can buy you one of these houses. My motivation was to buy a big house so I could put up Christmas lights. And I've always dreamed of buying my mother and father a real house. And before they died, I was able to do all of that. You have to find a dream that's so big that it overwhelms all of your fears and causes you to never give up.
Always go to something bigger than yourself. I'm wondering if you've been defeated because you have been giving yourself wholly to something that was too small to hold you. Are you trying to take a bath in a bowl? Are you not guilty of immersing yourself into things that were too small to hold your vision?
Why you keep imagining buying a house? Why do you keep imagining getting rich one day? Why do you keep imagining that? Because God is talking to you. You got to start believing in your imagination. If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? All you got to do is start. Unless you tell it to the wrong person. Mama, I'm going to be rich. Anybody rich in this family? Go in there and sit down somewhere. Get yourself a good job. Mama could be wrong. I'm sorry.
My problem is so many times you've thrown big ideas at small people. And you're trying to get your sight back from a source that's too small to support what you're willing to put in.
Listen, man, I don't care what you get a degree in. Until you follow your dream and connect it to your gift, you'll never be happy. You should go and live your dream. Your real life ain't in your present circumstance. Everything you imagine is a preview to a coming attraction. Once you understand that, it opens up a wide range of things and possibilities. This is serious, what I'm telling you. That's why when you tell your imagination to the wrong people, it don't go nowhere. Because God didn't put it in their imagination. He put it in your imagination. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. All my brothers, everybody told me, you can't go be no comedian. Everybody in my neighborhood called me a fool. All my friends shot it down. My brothers and sisters shot it down. I left anyway. If I had listened to them, I wouldn't even be here today.
Are you under the shade of what someone spoke over you, told you what you couldn't do? Do you have friends that are blocking your growth? Remove what's blocking your growth and you'll begin to blossom.
The biggest struggle for me was my family, man. The people closest to me was the biggest struggle. Every time I went out to do another deal, everybody told me, you don't need to do that, man. They're putting mental pressure on the brakes when you're trying to accelerate.
You have to put your foot down and say, no thanks, I'm not living under that shade. Start believing again. Start dreaming again. If you want to know what you're going to be like in 5 years, look at your friends. You need people that bring out the best in you. And too often, we don't realize who we are. We're letting negative voices convince us that we're limited. Where you are is not your destiny. You can come out of the fear. Anytime we try to move forward, there are people telling us what we can't do. It may not have happened for them, but you're a mighty hero. It's going to happen for you.
What I'm doing now, I could have been doing years ago. But because I allowed other people's opinion of me to control my destiny, I didn't act on my ideas. It's necessary that you get the energy drainers out of your life, people who don't want anything, people who have stopped dreaming. It's necessary that you get the losers out of your life. You have to know within yourself that I can do this. Even if no one else sees it for me, I must see it for myself. It's also necessary that you look for ways to find a way to pull it out when everybody else thinks that you are defeated. There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to believe that you are the one. I used to ask myself, can I do this? And something said within me, you're the one. You're the one.
You meet somebody wealthy? Their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want me proud of me. That's what I want for you. I want you to be happy with you, not cool. You want to win? You want to be a millionaire? You got to quit being so casual. Wake up, brother. If you make a couple of these adjustments, man, you could change your life. It might be year 2, 3, 4 before you get your big win, but you could decide now, I'm going to walk, talk, and be a different person. But too many of you let what I call the extras of life dictate where you're going. Most people's dreams can be bought. With enough failure, they will sell their children's dreams. Most people will sell their will to win. Some of you have sold it because you're making a little bit of money. But if you decide that my will cannot be bought, I'm the one. I'm going to change my family tree forever.
Do you ever hear people say they are eager to live a better life? Eager to make a lot of money? Probably not. We've all heard people say, "Oh, I wish I could just drop 5 pounds." I'm also sure you've heard people talk about wishing they had more money. But before their lifestyle can change, their wish needs to become a desire. If I want a better life tomorrow, I need to start working on it today. If living a successful life was easy, I'm sure more people would be successful. Despite all the factors that affect our lives, none has as much potential power for doing good as the ability to dream. When we allow our dreams to pull us, they unleash a creative force that can overpower everything in our way. You've got to be a dreamer, and you've got to be willing to put yourself through the paces of doing the uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable.
You got to chase that dream before you die, man. When you have haters, you have to understand what haters are. Haters are a very limited number of people. They're really not the massive amounts that operate in your life. It's just that hate is so loud. Hate is louder than love, but love is stronger. If you focus on the people that love you, you can blow over the haters. Haters ain't. Most people hate you only because of the way other people love you. That's why you got most of your haters anyway. All you got to do is have somebody like something you do, and here come the haters. And they little thumb gangsters. They just got a little keypad. They ain't. If you met them in real life, you ever tried to pull up their page? It's private. It don't exist because they punks. They little pull up dudes. You thumbing. You're not me. You can't type shit about me and think that affects me. Your punk is typing, I still get paid. Nobody that has a life has time to hate. Thing that's in your imagination is a preview of a coming attraction that God has for you. That's why he puts it in your imagination. That's why when you tell your imagination to the wrong people, it don't go nowhere. You ever had something you thought was a brilliant idea and you took it in there to your family and your loved ones and they shot it down? You know why they shot it down? Because they couldn't see it. Because God didn't put it in their imagination. He put it in your imagination. If you want to kill a big dream, tell it to a small-minded person. Die like that. It'll just die. I walked in that house, man, and told everybody I was quitting my job to go be a comedian. Everybody in that house shot that down. My ex-wife shot it down. Her mother-in-law shot it down. My mama shot it down. All my friends shot it down. My brothers and sisters shot it down. Don't you quit your job, go be no comedian. You can't make no money telling no jokes like that. It's 1985. Who you think you are? If I had listened to them, I wouldn't even be here today. But I didn't listen because it was evidently clear to me.
We all have discouraging thoughts telling us what we can't do, how we're not going to get well, we'll never meet the right person. Sometimes people speak negative words, say things that can limit our life. A friend of mine wanted to become a doctor, but he was told by his high school counselor that he wasn't smart enough. He didn't make good enough grades. He should try something else. If we let these negative comments play in our mind, they will keep us from becoming who we were created to be. No one can make you think something. You get to choose what you're going to dwell on. When those lies come saying you're not attractive, you don't have a good personality, you're too old, you can dwell on it, let it poison you, or you can ignore it and not give it the time of day. In the scripture, David faced all kinds of opposition, people speaking defeat over him, thoughts saying that he'd never reach his destiny. How did he keep his mind filled with faith? He said in Psalm 38, "My enemies lay traps for me. They make plans to ruin me, but I am deaf to their threats. I choose to hear nothing at all." If you're going to reach your potential, you have to become deaf to the negative. When threats come, discouraging thoughts, people speaking defeat, you have to do like David and choose to hear nothing at all. Don't give it the time of day. Let it go in one ear and out the other. That's what my friend did in high school. 20 years later, this counselor, the same one that told him he wasn't smart enough, brought his mother to the doctor. He walked in and saw my friend. Said, "Don't I know you from somewhere?" My friend said, "Yes, I'm the student you said would never become a doctor." He treated his mother and billed him twice the normal amount. People don't determine your destiny. Don't let them talk you out of what God put in your heart. You have to become deaf to the naysayers, deaf to relatives that tell you you can't accomplish your dreams, deaf to coworkers that make demeaning remarks, say things to belittle you. The enemy will use people to try to keep you from your purpose. And they may be good people. They may love you, but they don't see what God put in you. They're judging from the outside. They don't realize what's on the inside. God put greatness in you. And sometimes we're wanting people to believe in us that are never going to be for us. We long for their affirmation, for our family to cheer us on, a friend to encourage us, but it's just the opposite. You have to say like Paul, "So what if they don't believe? They're not going to talk me out of believing. I love them, but I'm going to be deaf to their unbelief." These are tests we have to pass. You won't have everyone cheering you on. There will be doubters, naysayers, people that are close to you that don't think you can accomplish what God put in your heart. If they don't believe, you don't need them. They didn't put the dream in you. Be respectful, but be deaf to their unbelief. The quicker you get rid of it, the better you'll be. If you start thinking about it for a day, dwelling on it, maybe what they said is right. Maybe I will never get out of these shepherd's fields. Maybe I won't break this addiction. Maybe my business has seen its best days. Or maybe I should just learn to live with this sickness. No, what you should do is become deaf to the negative. You can't play defeat in your mind and have victory. You can't think sickness and have health. You can't dwell on thoughts of lack and have abundance. And there may be things that look like they're dead in your life. Dreams, relationships, promises you used to believe, but it's been so long, it feels too late. What you think is dead is only asleep. If you'll get your fire back, God is still going to bring it to pass. It's going to be uncommon, unusual, something that you didn't see coming. Quit relying on people. What they do or don't do doesn't determine your worth. What they give you or don't give you cannot stop your purpose. God breathed His life into you. He has crowned you with His favor. Quit waiting for people to approve you and start approving yourself. People may not encourage you. You can encourage yourself. People may not make you feel special. You can make yourself feel special. I'm a child of the Most High God. I know I'm crowned with favor. I'm one of a kind. I'm a masterpiece. You'll have better relationships if you'll start validating yourself. If you're always depending on somebody else, you'll become needy, a burden, waiting for other people to keep you fixed. The higher God takes you, there will be more disapproval, more opposition, more critics. If you're basing your worth and value on how people are treating you, and how much they're cheering you on, and you're trying to keep all of them happy, you'll never become everything God created you to be. In those early years, if I heard one negative comment, it ruined my whole Sunday. I'd go home discouraged, thinking that I didn't do good enough. But now that I've been weaned off that bottle, so to speak, if I hear something negative, it doesn't bother me. I realize as long as I'm doing my best, honoring God, I don't have to have people's approval. I have Almighty God's approval. You're never going to keep everyone happy. Quit trying to please people. When you come to the end of your life, you are not going to stand before people and give an account. You're going to stand before God. He's not going to say, did you keep everyone happy? Did you please all your family? Did you have the support from your coworkers? He's going to ask, did you fulfill my purpose for your life? Did you run your race? Did you finish your assignment? Maybe like with me, you're not getting from people what you used to, the compliments, the support, the encouragement. Instead of being frustrated, have a new perspective. God is growing you up. He's getting you prepared for the next level of your destiny. The less you depend on people, the stronger your spiritual muscles are going to become, and the higher you're going to go.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's delve into a fishing topic, the power of rumors. Rumors have been a part of human society for centuries, shaping preparations of influencing discussions and even infecting history. In this video, we explore why rumors are so point and how can they profoundly affect individual of communities. Firstly, let's drive what's a rumor. A rumor is essentially information of speculations and that circulated among a group of people but lacks verified facts or evidence. Rumors can organized video from various sources such as gossips, history of ministers' predictions of events. One of these reasons rumors are so powerful is they are physically in fact. Humors are naturally curious and social creators. We have a weird of string of information and make sense of the world around us. Rumors taps into this intent constantly, targeting emotions such as fear, constantly of experiment. Thanks to advertise in communication technology, rumors can spread rapidly and reach a visit audience within seconds. Social media platforms in particular have become breeding ground for the distributions of rumors, where a single post or tweet can quickly go viral. Humors have the ability to shape perceptions of the self, even its absence the concurrent advance. Once a rumor takes hold, it can be a challenging, a debunk, lending people off from opinion based on a